All right. So now I'm ready to go, but I know I said I was gonna bump it to an hour, but I'm not gonna do an hour. Bumping it back down to we're only gonna do I'm gonna say 15 minutes, just because like I'm not feeling it today. I'm just not. Uh, I had some issues that prevented me from doing it the first day, but the second day it was just kind of like I had time, but I just didn't do it, and I had the same thing happen today. I had Doritos, and I'm lactose intolerant. Not a good combination, especially since I have to do this. You know, they're still sitting over there, not finished. But yeah, so it's not a good idea to do that. Don't eat anything like that, especially cheese and cheese stuff. Don't do that in general before you have to do anything where you have to speak because mucus in your throat. Not to mention I have postnasal drip, which means duh. But yeah, so you might hear me sniffling today, but hey, y'all gonna get used to it. Do it a lot. Let's see. Screen capture. There we go. Cool. So now we're going to go here. Full screen this. I don't know what this is. Only my I'm now yours. Okay. Don't know what that was. But it was something. Let's see.
I said I was gonna do this a little bit, just point out some political views that I have. And
I don't listen yet.
I couldn't wait for you to come and clear the cupboards. But now you're gone and leaving nothing but a sign.
Okay. So
Another evening I'll be sitting reading in between your love.
wait. So Rebecca survived. Good.
Another evening I'll be sitting reading
That dude lives.
between your lines. Because I miss you all the time. So get away, another way to feel what you didn't want yourself to know, and let yourself go.
So I feel like
Self-control.
I don't know. I just want to point out too, by the way, that something I've been thinking about recently. Let me turn back up the volume. She's a grown adult. He was in high school. That's some predator type stuff. That's grooming. But nobody cares about that though. Yeah. Let's keep watching. She's back being crazy again. Good. Okay. That's isn't it Yuno Kasai from what's it called? The one with the Future Diary or whatever, Mirai Nikki. It's what a terrible. I haven't watched the anime, so the anime version of it might actually be terrible, but
Future Diary is weird. In case that confused you, this woman just shot rockets out of her ass, which were actually smoke bombs that summon a flying motorcycle.
You pretty
She's
much.
also wearing a cute anime girl dress. I think that's what made the 2010s beautiful. It was a time where you could have a girl shoot rockets out of her pooper and still have your anime become one of the most popular anime of all time. Almost everyone who watches anime knows of this show. It's marinated into pop culture like a pimple, while at the same time, every conflict
Thing is, I've never watched this. And I guess like when this got big, like when this show came out, I had read the manga, so I never went to watch the show. I didn't even notice it had gotten big until like some years afterward. Like I had just been reading it myself and I read it. I was like, wow, this is a crazy story. This guy's kind of crazy, insane. And then the ending was, from what I remember, was like super unsatisfying. It was like literally some like we're breaking dimensions to find each other because we love each other type thing, and she's crazy. And like throughout the story, I don't feel like she deserved that ending at all, you know? Like this should have been like a bad ending for her because she was legitimately insane. And like to the point where it's like she doesn't really show care for how he feels. It's more like anything that makes her feel good. It was just strange. And they had another, Broman made another thing as well. I don't know if they made a show out of it yet though. It was called Big Order. That one was really good too. But it had run into the same type of problems. He's good at creating problems that are interesting, but he doesn't resolve them well. Which is kind of hurts stories, but it's still interesting when you're at least while you're on the ride.
has the easiest solution ever. You scream at your monitor, do this, main guy. What the fuck? People commit genocide one episode and everyone forgets about it the next. There's almost no anime at this level of popularity that's also this terribly written, which is why, as someone who didn't finish it as a kid, I loved rewatching it for all the reasons listed above. There's something special about a show that just don't work right, and I think a lot of people either don't remember how insane the show was or haven't seen it at all. So hopefully I can help you see this show through my eyes. Let's pick apart the episodes, analyze the characters, and rewatch the anime that shook the world. For some reason, the god of time and space, Deus, is reaching the end of his life cycle. To pick a new successor, the god of time and space has devised a battle royale. Please God, put children in there. 12 people are given a future diary, which informs each participant of future events. Some get intel on how they escape sticky situations, others get fragments at random. It's up to every participant to try and be the last man standing and become the new god. And who else is Deus's first pick other than Piddles, our main character? Piddles is a good old-fashioned dumb the classic wimp protag. You know how nowadays every main character is an edgelord serial rapist? Yep. That's an overcorrection for this guy. Thanks, Piddles. His days aren't spent doing anything important aside from writing every possible detail into his phone's notes app. For example, one day he writes, "The Rock is there."
He was a Shinji. Get in the robot, Shinji. It's like, no, I can't get in the robot. I can't fight. And it's like, you have a giant robot. Get in it. I don't care what you have to do, but just get in the robot and do something productive. It's the guys where it's like they're mentally very weak and they're going to break down. They need like a whole lot of support to function.
There. Let's walk to the right of it.
And now everybody is running around doing things to other people.
On a day like any other, he gets back from school, puts a blanket over his head, and starts speaking to God, who's like, "Piddles,
my name is you."
That's right, he did do that.
Piddles, you were writing dumb shit in your Samsung Raspberry again. You know I see that, right?
Yeah.
Then why the fuck did you... Anyway, Piddles, I see you're wildly insecure.
Why are you doing this to me?
I see you're wildly insecure, and so to fix your character issues, I've decided to give you a big present.
Is it?
No, it is not herpes again.
Right.
Then
He used to
sends
have
Piddles
like
back to Earth with a future
these
diary.
dreams about like God where he was speaking to him and it's like, first off, God is like some like monstrosity in his mind. And then like he just picks him. He's like, yeah, I just do that sometimes. My life is terrible. I have nothing better to do. And then he looks at his phone and figures out like,
which is a massive mistake because only Piddles could
the
receive
future's
a
written here.
future-telling device from God, notice that it's entirely accurate numerous times throughout the day, and still be like, "What? It's almost like this is real." Immediately, his
Yeah, I
first
know
thought
what
is to
you're
cheat in class, which is normal, but in all my days, I have never seen someone cheat in such a subprimal way. This guy is clearly on his phone. Oh, that bitch is crazy.
Right. Just completely I remember had no like he has no type of like smoothness at all. He not slick with nothing. He just had his phone right up under there, just in plain sight. Like it's not even kind of hidden. Like all the teacher had to do was like look for like 2 seconds, like, huh? And then he would have gotten caught.
Yep,
She's
crazy.
insane.
I want one. Give me a crazy pink-haired girl
I
now.
want one.
Now, Piddles, on the other hand, is like,
No,
"Oh,
I
God,
don't
this
want
looks
one."
crazy.
Do you want to do a tarot reading? No, thank you. I'm good at it.
My diary is telling me I'm going to be killed by a serial killer. But actually, meet Yuno. The bitch is crazy. A long time ago, Piddles made a promise to go stargazing with her, and ever since, she has stalked and taken meticulous notes on his every action. So God has given her the Piddles diary, which updates her on his actions every 10 minutes. Wait,
That would piss me off. God is like, all right, bro. I helped you out, but I gotta help her out too. So she gets the super stalker diary. Like she can just know everything's going. Like, why would you? You don't need to tell me that. Why did she? She didn't need to have that.
if
That's actually gross.
you're not the serial killer, let's get out of here! Here's the pickle. Piddles is a beta male. There's no avoiding that.
That's terrible.
And Yuno is one crazy lady, so Pickles is extremely scared of her. But Yuno is willing to do all the work that Piddles is too scared to do, such as instructing him to sit in a little corner and wait for the bad guy. And on her mark, bam! Piddles breaks the bad guy's diary using his future prediction. Wait, if we break people's diaries, we get a second butthole? Yuno!
Yes?
I need you to break my diary. What didn't work about this episode is, that whole f***ing plan shouldn't have happened. Like, you are being chased by a serial killer who knows all of your next moves. This guy just walks up to your location and is like, oh, where could they be? Motherfucker, you tell me! You should have known since before you hopped out of the elevator. This is where I realize the caliber of show we're dealing with. It kicks off with Piddles thinking, alright, the bitch is crazy, but I have no nuts. I'm scared of the dark, a Herobrine, and asserting myself. Maybe I'll get to live if I stick around with her. Let's ask.
Can we, talk for a sec?
Right now really isn't the best time. I'm gonna be late for PE.
What? All right.
Well, that fucked my whole thing up.
Sorry, can you maybe help me?
This is absolutely a main character.
Right. She does not look like any of the other students.
He was up 50 students, but Piddle survives because he was hugged really good. And this is where I started thinking, if you wanted to assassinate one person, maybe bombs are a little retarded. Uryu was right in front of him. He's 14, you know. Improvise. Anyway, Piddles is rattled from the explosion until he says this dialogue, which is too funny to ever dub over.
You know, I need you to get me through this.
For you, sweetheart, anything.
I'm not using her. I'm utilizing.
I really wish I wrote that. Now this chick is outside announcing her full name, address, and Christmas list to the entire student body. Apparently, she set up motion sensor bombs throughout the entire school. Game plan time. Yuno instructs Piddles on exactly what to do again. We can use our diaries to know exactly which areas are unsafe. Piddles, stop fucking crying. Piddles, stop crying right now. We gotta go.
I know him.
I'm sorry, what?
Piddles, are you running to your class bully? Good
Right,
old-fashioned
she
dumb.
told him to
Remember?
capture
He gets taken
him,
by Uryu, who
otherwise
sets
they
up a
were-
deal
she
with
was
his
gonna blow
classmates.
everybody
All
up.
the while, Yuno looks around and realizes they didn't draw these characters good, which means they're all filler.
Chief, look at this.
Right. She's just like,
You let
let's
400
screw everybody else
students
in.
get eviscerated before sending in the police. That's actually quite accurate. We're going to go ahead and award our first good writing point. This new guy is the owner of the Crime Diary, which predicts the events of ongoing crime cases. Uryu knows this, and so to draw him out, she prepares this entire scheme.
Blow the little bastard's brains out, then do yourself.
Don't take it personally.
Wait, officer, I'm not.
Piddles is like, duh. And then the show gets crazier and fall damage doesn't exist, so the cop is like,
Right.
yes, that won't kill us. Just as long as you kick that purple bitch's ass. So Piddles actually does, because of Yuno's instructions, actually, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. He did it. Then Uryu was like, ah! I'll get you! What did we just...
The best
If you
thing
were paying
ever.
attention, you're wondering how Ninth, Uryu, figured out that Piddles was the first diary holder. Excellent. The end credit scene actually explains this. The 4th and 9th were originally after the serial killer. The police guy even questions Piddles at the start of the story for that case. But then the serial killer was killed
Right,
by Piddles,
her,
which tells
she's
them
like-
that it had to be him. The writers now expect us to go,
She was like, I can't remember. I think she was like God, or she was like one of God's assistants or something.
She just wearing glasses.
I can't remember.
How in any fucking way does Pills killing this guy end up revealing anything? The way I recall it, the guy turned into a giant butthole and disappeared. Where's the evidence? And if this guy has the crime diary, shouldn't he have monitored the crime minnow and protected Piddles? Or when Fourth planted hundreds of bombs on a middle you didn't check your fucking LG Optimus Zone 3 and think,
You don't ask too
I'd say
many
those
questions
people.
with anime,
She
especially with
is
stuff
a
like
different
this.
kind of stupid.
You just
She
watch
likes
and
to
take
lure
it
this
in.
guy out because
You just
somehow
accept it.
She knows his abilities and profession, so her idea is to blow up so many kids he can't ignore it. In the process, she makes sure to announce her full identity with no concealment so she can be hunted by the entirety of Japan until the day she dies. Bitch, steal some chapstick like a normal person. This plan is ass. What matters is she seemed to enjoy it. Let's enjoy episode 8 right after we Pickles sees some dead bodies in Yuno's closet.
Right.
Oh my god. I am surprised by this information. The gang goes to a cult and finds out that the blind leader girl is actually a diary holder, but she's like, it's chill, I don't want to kill anybody actually. And then there was fire.
Gas the mattresses now!
This story was pretty bad. Now I'm thinking about it.
Celine, stop! What in the... Was I doing something?
Yuno carries Piddles like usual. The blind girl turns out to be evil and wants to become God so she can erase the world, which I don't understand because no one in her cult is like, oh, that's what we're doing? That's a stupid ass plan. This is... Ray, calm down. No, calm down. Like, why would she erase the world? I'm in it. The killer, the cop teams up with the terrorist who killed 400 people. Next up, oh my god, I forgot the best character. He dies pretty quick. Next episode, Yuno happens to have killed 2 cultists who happened to birth the world's most evil and intelligent child, who happens to be a diary holder that gets adopted by Piddles' mom, who happens to be in town that week. Yuno tries to kill the little bastard, but then, oh, it gets worse. The kid orders a poison gas trap and a gas mask and antidotes for the poison, and he's trapped the entire house. He's 5 years old. Where is this income coming from? This was really cool, though. After they kill the guy, Ninth saves Piddles. Remember when she blew up those little guys? Finally, we've caught up to Yuno and Piddles have conspired to kill a child and put his mother in a coma. The mental weight begins to close in on Piddles, who's actually more concerned about his social anxiety for his big day at school. Oh, Piddles.
Meanwhile, your mother just got bonked over the head by that girl next to you.
Strangers, how awesome is that?
If you don't want to be bullied, this is not how you walk. He is bullied immediately, if that's what we call telling the truth. I'm gonna go ahead and bet a gazillion dollars that this owns one of the f***ing diaries.
And that one.
I'm gonna go ahead and change my answer because this has a camera. Anybody who's not important to the story will not have any character design, so I think she might be a diary holder, or maybe they're both diary holders.
Characters find out that a string
They
of
look
serial
like it.
murders have once again.
I don't think
come into
either one of them
town.
were at the back.
Bodies mangled into unrecognizable.
I think she
chunks
might
of
have been,
meat.
but I don't think the other
What I'm
one
about
was.
to play for you next
I don't remember at all,
is an
actually.
unedited video
To be honest,
after
but
these
I
four
think,
choose to
but I know they
investigate
had
the
other stuff to do with the story. They weren't complete background, but I don't know if they were diary
Is that
holders.
SpongeBob music? The entire time, Yuno is like, "This is a place of murder. We should not be here."
Come on, let's go. There's a diary user somewhere nearby. Stability.
Up! Peanuts is the first spring I've ever made. I'm not about to turn tail and run.
I've known these people for minutes. Get off my back, bitch. Meanwhile, Snoop Girl is like, yeah, I want to wander off into the forest. Piddles
Genius.
finds out through his diary and dashes to save her. What he sees next is honestly
she's
extremely
dead.
disturbing. Please, God have mercy, anything but that. Dogs with metal mouths. Dogs with teeth are the villain of this episode. Luckily, some guy comes to save them, but Piddles is like really shocked for some reason.
That guy
Shaking is
was also crazy. And
So the
into
gang's
him,
like,
right?
Run into a corner. We can outrun dogs. It's clear that this is a trap set up.
This movie, I mean, this show. The more I think about it, they just took a lot of beats from Evangelion, because he's essentially the what's it called? The like last pilot they had in, the silver haired kid. Hey, what's going on?
By a diary holder. Piddles can save everyone with a diary, exposing his identity, or do nothing.
Yeah, they took a whole lot of. They took a number of beats from Evangelion and put it into this show.
And simply die.
みんなとはもう友達じゃいられないかも。
This is not the fucking reason you should avoid telling them about your diary. The day is saved.
Right,
but
everybody
just to
was
piss
like
the
a little
audience
bit
off-
psychopathic in this show. It's like, why was that your concern? I'm pretty sure she just lost an arm.
Whoa, she is fucking pissed too.
And before that can even piss you off, this happens.
現在は預かってもらいます。
Okay, they both were. That's right.
I was wrong. A little bit. They're both
I'm
evil,
sure.
but the diary owner is her dad who doesn't want to fight because if he dies, he can't play with his dogs. He sends his human daughter. Anyway, they got Piddles
Show's
withering, but
crazy,
turns out
bro.
they're actually after this guy's diary. So this guy is like, why don't we play a game in exchange for each other's stuff? Then they lose. Bitch stabs bitch.
I remember
We
that
win.
guy
But
being
earlier,
the,
Piddles
like,
said, you know what? I like you guys.
Voice of reason out of everybody. I remember he was trying to like separate him from Crazy Girl there, and it was like, okay, I like this dude. He's trying to save the main character, but
and cold. I'm gonna make the dogs eat those people. They're skedaddling.
they still in the
and
end
Piddles
like
has a bright
brought
idea.
her back or whatever.
What if we try to save her? She's only
Never
trying to
finished
kill
it.
us.
You go on without me.
You should finish
No
it.
way in
Just
hell
know
would I
that
run a
the
pack of dogs, and you know it.
You've done it like
ending was
4
kind of
times.
goofy, but
Finally
you should
catch
you
up
should
to the
definitely
girl
look
and,
at it.
tries killing her ass because why not? And this is where Piddles is like, psychotic is tremendous. I mean, this is what made Johnny Depp stay after all. But holy cow, this chick is nutty
Johnny
as
Depp.
squirrel. She's gonna kill my new friends, but conversely, she does all the work for me because I am scared of things. Maybe if I, that's it. If I wife her up, maybe she'll f off for now.
This is Yuno Gasai, my girlfriend.
Yuki.
So
And she
everyone
stops.
forgets what happened, and it all works out happily ever after. Yo, Piddles, what do you think of this?
Now what? What the hell have I gotten myself?
This episode ends better than probably anything ever.
You're gonna
because
get
at
yourself
the
in
end,
it right.
Hino apologizes to her dad for failing, but he says to her, "Nah, it's all good." She replies, "But don't you want to be?"
It's something like that where it was like
all over for your
it was something weird. It was like
replies,
there was that, and there was like somebody
really
broke through
fucking
a
like
dimensional wall to like meet somebody. It was so weird. I was mad. I was just
What
like,
did
why
we-
did we go through all this thing? We made the story redundant.
Remember how the Resonator was able to get those girls to follow his schemes? That was weird, huh? Let me lay this out for you. They have a hostage, Piddles' diary, and an army of dogs. These are their bargaining chips for this guy's diary, which he doesn't even have. I suppose that when Christopher Columbus asks them to play a game, this bewilders the stupid b****s into agreement because this deal makes no sense. You control hundreds of dogs.
That's
Wouldn't a better
amazing
deal
to
be,
me.
I'm gonna open this door.
You know what's amazing to me? So far he hasn't talked really about what the other people's diaries do, except for the first like 1 or 2 people, other diary users. And like it doesn't even matter what their diaries really are, because the story was so messed up that like everything else is just infinitely more interesting.
So dogs eat you and take your shit, which basically happens after the good guys win the game anyway. And Piddles, you stupid munching head doo-doo face. I can't believe what you've done this episode. Piddles doesn't save people because he's a good person, or even because he likes the people.
They're
he's
all
trying to save.
psychopathic,
He
all
does
of
it
them.
because he's scared of being alone, even to the point that it overrides his fear of death. Why would you just tell the guy who's bullied you your entire life?
Are you talking about the third holder, right? The one with the girl who wanted to like just erase the world? You talking about that one? I don't exactly remember what happened with that. But yeah, it was the story kind of like, I think that was like the last like decent story arc. Then after that, it kind of just, like I said, everybody became psychopaths where it's just like, y'all aren't reacting to things right. Y'all have no real concern for the other people around you. He was like, yeah, that was the third one. That was, I think it was this one.
I'm like the terrorist who killed Quick, who calmed God so she can,
Her.
like usual, the blind leader girl is actually a diary holder, but she's like, it's you.
Her,
I don't
if I
wanna
remember
kill-"
correctly. This character. Yeah. His whole story was like, it was so weird. I still liked it though. I still liked it up until the ending. The ending. Yeah. They had a whole lot of unnecessary stuff. Like they showed her parents like dead body, Yuno Gasai, after she murdered them, which I think was she being abused or something. It was strange. But like they showed that I wasn't expecting that. And then what's it called?
I suppose that what did we
Yeah, it was all it was just this show
Remember
was
how the
weird.
Resonator was able to get those
Right.
girls to follow his schemes? That was weird, huh? Let me stupid
Um,
his fear of death. Why would you just tell the guy who's bullied you your entire life about this mystical device given to you by God?
Right.
The bully's not even there for you. He's here for the hot chicks. I could tear these episodes apart one by one until we hit the end of the series. In fact, that's what I want to do. But to keep things pushing, we're going to have to start. Nothing I've said so far makes any sense, but that's only because I've
all right,
summarized
guys,
the
just
plot
like,
so
all right,
accurately.
well, I
Things
want
don't
to,
need
I don't, I
to
want to
be
get rid of my
The
job,
writers
so,
just need
and
to
I'm
put
gonna
their hands
die,
in a
so.
circle and say, okay, 3, 2, 1, fuck it, who cares? I was gonna detail some examples, but watching
Yes.
this mostly
Um,
unedited conversation between a
What was the one I
policeman-
had just watched? It was this like, okay, so it's already a good number of things with, where's she at? Her. That's already weird because like they went out of their way to make her look like that. I loved Edge Runners, but like this part right here is depressing as fuck. But this part right here, she's terrible. She's a groomer. He was in high school. Like, nobody thought about that. Nobody said anything. It was just like, bro, this is strange. I liked it, but like that, I had to actively ignore that to like enjoy it. It was so
Nino does
weird
all the
though.
talking for me.
It's just a couple of routine questions, all right? The bones we found at your
Yeah.
house, they, well...
It was good. It was just super depressing.
So that's solved, at least.
That's solved.
And the worst part,
Bro, what the
part
fuck
about it
is
was like
solved?
I liked Rebecca, but it's like her character was good. They could have just made her look different, you know. The cat girl bullshit. Her. That show was good. I don't agree with the message that the creator was making for the cat girl. Cause did you finish? You okay? Did you read the manga at all? Cause in the manga, like it's a half-baked reason for why she's like that, but they kind of explain it, and he kind of has like a message behind it, but it's not that good. But that was in general a very good show. And they don't focus on her doing the fan service stuff all the time, so I was able to look past that.
About what you just said.
That's what happens for her stuff. Like I said, you gotta look past that stuff. That's the stuff where it's like, all right, cool. I could go do something else with my time and stuff, but like the other parts of the story is why like I watch stuff like that, because it's more of a thing that's been like, okay, well, I've been watching this type of stuff since I was a kid. Like I just know it's there. It's like, all right, cool. They're gonna be done with this in 5 minutes, and we're gonna be back to something else where it's like amazing fights and or it's like a super convoluted storyline or something like that, and I'm not gonna have to deal with that. That's mainly how I interact with it. Now, what was the show? This one was all fan service, but I loved it. It was Kill La Kill. Kill La Kill was that's the only acceptable version of fan service, and it was like one of the most egregious. But I loved it.
She's walking. She's getting away. If the characters need to get away from something, they absolutely will. On one episode, the gang shoots the police. No one remembers after a while. Roofies, kills, and tries to kill all of his friends. This is forgotten after a while. There's no cause and effect. There's effect and then effect.
Yeah,
and actually, we're on a different show now, and I've decided that in the end, becomes a half god and goes to another dimension to kill that and take his place, but Piddles is being carried by a 3/4 god from his own dimension, and then kills herself, so he becomes the real god when he goes back home. But then Murmur, who's trapped in a cage, psychically calls out to a completely different of this dimension, and for some fucking reason, this completely different version of is like, there's something missing from me. Okay, fuck it. Fuck logic, let's roll with it. She's like, there's something missing for me. So she abandons her completely happy world to go to the secret cave of God's secret dimension so she can go to old Murmur, accept memories of a completely different version of herself who's been tortured, starved half to death, and made insane. And for some reason, that gives her the power to cleave through dimensions and be with Piddles forever. This happens because if it didn't, Piddles and wouldn't be together in the end. That's what it means to write yourself into a corner. When you write yourself into a corner, you put your characters in a situation that only
this guy
can solve. For example, when Kirito loses
he doesn't write good stories, but he's good at making interesting problems. Because he has a similar problem with another story he wrote, Big Order, where it's got a really interesting premise and everything, and it's got kind of like the twist where it's like, oh my God, actually this person did all the murdering and this happened and your entire memories are erased and you don't know who you are, like that type of stuff. But like the endings it's always the same type of ending where it's like, you just didn't know what to do. You just threw something at the board. You were like, hey, they'll like it if this person survives and these people are together. And he just kind of like, well, we're going to make that happen any way we can. It makes me so mad because like I liked this story in Big Order, so it kind of pissed me off that they ruined it at the end.
What is that shit? I can't read it, but I can read loading bar.
I've stopped watching this a long time ago.
This is the vibe I'm talking about.
The first one of Sword Art was good, and then everything else after that was bad.
People making 180s for no reason at the perfect time. The entire Japanese
child murderer
sleeping when it's convenient. Otherwise, the show doesn't work. Have you guys noticed how every bad guy has unlimited funding and prep time for evil? His jacket is
bulletproof and
bomb-proof. There's a baby who buys pre-made poison traps that look like envelopes. Where did this chick get motion sensor bombs? Now Piddles has an MP5. Every single character has exactly
right. She lost her arm. I forgot about that.
What the? The characters in the show either don't develop or make complete 180s. You have to not think of them as people. Remember when this chick kills 8,000 and deeply enjoys it? In the span of one episode, she goes from severely mentally ill to super misunderstood. Aww, Those must have been nervous giggles. The story then tries to paint her in this light that's like,
Boo-hoo. They took my eye and I have nowhere to go. No one will ever
I mean, yeah,
love
but you
me.
blew up a school
yes,
and then
these are
told
the
them
police
who you
officer
were
who was
while you were
arresting her for
doing it.
terrorism.
Whatever, you look cute.
Shithead.
She blew up a
I think you'd make a wonderful mom.
Then
Like I said,
God,
this whole
remember that
show
guy who
is-
thought Piddles was cool. He looks at this deranged woman and says, "You're the perfect candidate to give half my power and knowledge to." Then she sacrifices herself for the main character because he reminds her of herself as a child. Then she comes back to life because she was fake dead before. And this is the part where the show becomes Dragon Ball Z. Then she dies for real in a heroic sacrifice for our main character. When actually the whole time she was alive for no reason at all. I'm stupid. I hate everything. Did I mention she's pregnant as by the police officer? So now she's married off in a universe where her husband is hunting down a parallel version of herself who did all the exact same crimes. Uryu never faces accountability for anything she's done. And there's certainly no scene where she's like, you know what? The world ain't so bad after all. I'm done with evil. I fear that if I talk about Piddles, I will snap. If you've ever done a group project and had one guy just sign his name on the paper and not do anything,
Yeah, this guy definitely, like, he starts writing a story and then somewhere down the line he gets, like, lost. And then he's like, what do they like? Oh, they like her with this other guy. Let's write that in there.
you know Piddles on a personal level. Every episode can be boiled down to conflict. Piddles freaks out and
Just
talks
call
like
him
courage.
Shinji.
Until Yuno solves the problem. It gets to the point where even his mortal enemies get frustrated and spend an entire arc trying to fix him.
When a girl is in trouble, you jump through fire, and if there's a knife or a bullet, you take it. Why are you so spineless?
Why?
No, it's not my fault.
She's insane and you all aren't
If
with
I'm
them.
checking someone and their immediate response is, I already know I'm not conversing with an equal. But to then say, what did you say again, Piddles?
She told me I could use her.
Why did you say that? But there is a turning point in this character. His dad stabs his awesome mom. So he's like, Dad, what the f***? Why did you stab Mom? Son, I don't know, but I bought you a cool telescope. Will you forgive me?
Forgot his dad was in the story.
Yeah, why not? I'm very scared of being alone. I'll do anything.
He's
to
one of the
avoid
few
someone getting mad at
Japanese
me and
fathers
our
in
relationship.
anime
Shut up, Piddles.
who are actually
Yeah, I should
there
shut
at
up.
some point.
After that, he decides, all right, I'm cool now. I'll kill everyone, become God, rewind time, and bring everyone back. The next episode, he's walking around like he's the shit. There's confidence. Mwah. Kiss me, bitch. I got a speech to give. This is what you watch the show for. It took 19 episodes, but Piddles bossed up. He was also reading a script entirely written by Yuno. That's not even the worst part.
The funding for Mother's House comes straight out of
Have you
City
ever
Hall.
noticed that guys in anime are like, oh no, breasts? No, please, don't show me those. While guys in real life are like, wait, you'll just let me sniff your ass? All right. Anyway, he does kill people and get things done because Yuno is coordinating every last detail. There's nothing Piddles does in this show that you aren't capable of. He's being carried. Even in the end, when Yuno is that half-god thing, he gets saved by Uryu, and then again,
True.
and then again, and then, instead of killing Yuno, she does it herself and hands him the Vicroy. Great job, Piddles. What are you going to do with your god power? Oh, stare at your phone for 10,000 years. That's exactly what I thought. I don't have much
Incompetent
more to say about Piddles except
to
the
the
reason
end.
I've occasionally been using the dub is because they've casted perhaps the most Caucasian man on the planet.
Are you yanking my chain?
I keep expecting this guy to say things like, holy smokes, or Latinx, stuff only white people say. Future
Holy
Diaries
smokes
is
would be
terrible for
perfectly
more
in
reasons
character
than
for him.
list. I haven't even addressed Big Woman yet. Look how huge this woman is. Yet there's something more criminal than the plot holes and the crazy chick and Piddles, all of it. Future Diaries' biggest crime
I
is
really
how
don't remember these
goddamn
stories
popular it
as
is. The show
well
is
as I
bad,
thought
but
I
still
did.
enjoyed it. For the wrong reasons.
Like, I
I
forgot
guess.
the
It was
Big
at
Woman
one point
existed
the
at all.
9th most popular anime on Mal. It's currently sitting at 32nd. So what reason could the show possibly have to be that popular? Well, Were you listening to the summary? The concept is kind of cool. There's 12 people you need to beat, and everyone can see the future. How do you counter that? Then the winner gets to become God, and there's this crazy chick in the mix, but she's kind of cool, so who kills who? At the very least, the idea was sick, and it helped drive the death game genre to where it is today. I've mentioned at some point that this show turns into another one. Yeah, this weird situation. That's where I realized the art is great. When Yuno is carving through people like bananas in a black dress for no reason, you're not thinking, oh, why don't they just shoot her? At least not in 2011 we weren't. The digital age has put humanity in a hyperbolic time chamber. As technology has grown, art has never been more accessible. Every year, it feels like there are more and more shows than the last. Your phone cameras get better, games look better, and so are
I need
standards
to watch
have risen
Chainsaw Man.
exponentially. What was peak 5 years ago might be antiquated garbage by tomorrow. Double the time span, and it's like looking into another dimension. Future Diary is that old garbage from 10 years ago. For its time, it shined brilliantly, but with age, it blah, 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 blah. Not everything ages terribly, but Future Diary is one of those things that was a product of its time. The death game genre wasn't half as saturated. Now
You
I
don't
can
like
see
Chainsaw Man?
stupid-ass death-
Hold on. You don't like Chainsaw Man? Are you serious? No. Why? It's amazing. I mean, it's gratuitous. It's got like a ton of gratuitous violence, but it's amazing. Like, what about it? Is it the main character? I'm trying to think. Let me think for a second. Okay, so the main character is kind of stupid because he literally, like, he takes the "I'm a dog, order me around." Later on, they kind of develop him a little bit more. That would be my main thing for it, because I did kind of become bored of it, like through the middle of it before you get to the ending arc of the first half. But yeah, I think after that they did kind of do better. I think that's why he switched to the girl character the second half. Because if they just didn't, it just wouldn't be. I don't think they can develop him much more without messing. I don't think they can develop him much more without. I disagree. Yes, that's a part of it in there, but the story is more like a thing about how, like, that's bad. If I was to actually pay attention, it's like, no, like him being submissive and like not being willing to make decisions in his life leads, because like it's a lot of bad stuff that happens to him as a result of him doing that. You know, it's a story about how that's a bad way to live. You shouldn't be doing that. Even though in the second half they just had a whole thing where he kind of does that at a point, and he literally says to himself like, "No, I said I wasn't gonna be anybody. I wasn't gonna be anybody's dog or something like that again." So it's some weird thing like that, but yeah, that guy who makes that story he's also really, really good. He has another one called Fire Punch, I think, and that one was interesting. With that one, it's like a guy and it's like this brother and sister. They both have regenerative powers. They're in like some future version of the world where everything's snowing all the time. Everybody can barely eat. And since they have the regenerative powers, they literally like chop off their arms and stuff so that the rest of the village can eat. And they love them and everything. And then one day though, this like empire or whatever comes to, and it's this guy who has a power where he has like these eternal flames that never go out, like the black flames from Naruto. And he sets the whole village on fire, burns everything down, kills everybody, and he sets the brother and sister on fire. And then the brother and the sister, they burn and like. You're not a shonen. What would you say out of anime? What's your like best thing? What's like your favorite type? Do you lean more towards like I don't really know as many of the types, but would you say you lean more towards like what's it called? The one Sailor Moon romance heartfelt. Okay. So you would like Sailor Moon then, right? I'm assuming you've seen that then. What's it called? Seinen, I think it's called. Something like that. I haven't watched those yet. My little sister was telling me to watch, I think, Your Name. Those movies, I want to watch them because looking at them, looking at the art style, they kind of remind me of what's it called? Summer Wars. Did you ever see this? It was like Digimon mixed with like, I guess it was kind of like a love story between like her and him. Like this is the like closest I ever get to like a love story type of stuff. You should check it out. It's kind of nice. I don't know if it'll do enough in the romance area for you. Sports anime. I've actually been wanting to go back and get into stuff like that. There was what was it called? Prince of Tennis. Oh, okay. So, okay, Blue Lock. Blue Lock. That's basketball, right? No, it's soccer. Okay. So I got to watch that. Ashi, those are both soccer. So then there's the high view. Okay. So I gotta start watching those too. Cause I'm kind of behind cause back in the day, Prince of Tennis came out and I wasn't into it at the time because I'm like, it's tennis. I was all into like Bleach and Dragon Ball Z and stuff. So it was like, it's just tennis. It's not gonna be interesting. And then apparently these were like some of the best things ever. And I've seen a lot of particularly Haikyuu, the one with the orange hair kid. The only sports thing that I watched, and it's only some shonen. Did you ever see Hinomaru Sumo? Not the anime. I didn't watch the anime. Ooh, yes, yes. This was a nice show. I kind of just liked it because the main character was short and he's like, he's being a sumo wrestler. And I was like, that's an amazing idea. He has to like push through it and everything. He has a whole arc where he starts being destructive, but he has to figure out a different way without like breaking like his code of ethics about how to wrestle. It's a really nice show. It has a nice ending and everything. So, well, the manga does. I don't know about the show because I think the show stopped before they got to the ending. But Demon Slayer, ooh, I have a bad habit and I actually ruined Demon Slayer for myself. Normally, if I read a manga of something, I don't go back and watch the show. Just because I already know what's going on. Luckily, though, I only read the ending of it. Because, like, once the first season ended, I was like, I want to have more of it. I want to see more. And so I jumped straight to the ending and read the ending. So I know how it's going to finish up and everything. But everything leading up to that, I haven't seen. And hopefully by the time they get to the end, I will have forgotten most of it so I can watch it and enjoy it again. But, like, yeah, the second season, that was nice. What's his name? Tengen? Yeah, Tengen. Tengen is my boy. Yes. When he when he had the thing with the spiders, where he was like doubting himself and he was remembering his master in the background. He's like, He's like, just hone that one technique. It's all you need to do. Just believe in yourself. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I would have to. Yes. Yes. I think he's insufferable and awake, but they need to pull him awake more. There needs to be something where it's like it needs to be something where it's like a combination of those two states. Like when he's asleep, he's like just like, all right, badass, cut through everything. I'm super fast. When he's awake, he's like he's too scared to do anything. That's where his character growth is gonna come from if he's able to like right. That's gonna be nice to see. Tengen, I know Tengen's not gonna be in it anymore because he lost the arm, but Tengen was raw. You talking about when they blew up, right? I think that was a good suspense type thing. Well, hold on, no. The last episode was I guess it is kind of bad that they're like going down that route of like humanizing and sympathizing all the bad guys who doing like terrible stuff, but I feel like that's kind of like just in their wheelhouse. Like they do that with everybody in there, you know, like everybody. It's gonna be like that with all of them. That's like a major point of the story. Is like part of what the message that this guy wants to give is like even people who are bad, like they have something behind there that kind of led them down that path. They didn't just get there, and so like it's gonna be in there. You watch any further, I'm like certain there's gonna be in there, and I'm almost certain in the end. If I'm remembering correctly, I think in the end, like it's the same type of thing. So yeah, it's just I kind of expect that for this one. Ooh, did you watch Attack on Titan? You mean for I don't remember the names, but Tanjiro. Are you talking about for Tanjiro? Or is there another character? Also, sorry about me sniffling and stuff. Yes. Yes. That whole fight where his sister gets the blood powers. Yeah, I love that. That's my favorite part of the story. That's my favorite part. Right. Right. You don't ever have the like.
It doesn't even look better than this.
Hold on.
The main character.
You don't have that like. You don't have that plot armor coming in to save him from everything. I mean, it still is kind of plot armor, but you don't have him becoming a badass through the plot armor, you know. So it doesn't feel as cheap, even though technically he had somebody running to save him at the last second. Right. Right, and he's not even. I don't think he's like even the strongest of them. If I remember correctly. Yeah, I think there's one guy who I think is stronger than him, but we've seen him in there so far, but we haven't. He's not prominent in the story yet. I think next is supposed to be that one girl. I really don't like her character because of how she acts. She has like this one. the pink one, who's like, they haven't finished it, and I don't know when they're going to, but uh, it's gonna be a lot of conversations when that story ends. Like I said, I read the manga for stuff a lot because I just don't like waiting for anime. And I actually started reading Attack on Titan like half a year before it actually came out on TV, whatever. But that has a very interesting ending, and it has a lot of. That story is very. That story deals with a lot of concepts that you wouldn't generally expect that to deal with. Like, one of the concepts is determinism. And it's like, it's just gonna be a lot once the last couple episodes come out. It's gonna be a lot. I think they might do it as a movie though. That would be interesting to see them do. Ugh. Besides that, I haven't been watching as much anime ever since Bleach ended back in the day, which I've been catching up on that too. But I haven't really been watching much anime since then. I think the first like major thing I watched, like I have the individual ones pop up, but in general I haven't been picking up on them. I guess a lot of stuff that like, people watch, like what's it called? Yes, it is different. It's very because like sometimes you kind of get bored of like the Tanjiro type character, the I'm good all the time. I'm always gonna do the right thing. It's like I have not seen that. Ooh, what is this about? Psychological thriller. Dedicated to instructing and foster a generation of people that will support the country. Future students are given a high degree of freedom in order to closely mimic real life. I gotta check this out. I've been reading a lot of like dark horror type manga and stuff like that recently. Like there was one called damn it. I can't remember it. Best I can do is tell you. There was like there's like this stone that this family has, and by putting blood into it, it like stops time. And they have to like they're trying to like save a family member. Headphones just died. They're trying to save a family member in that stop time period, but there's like somebody else who has a same type of ability, and there's like monsters within the stop time world who like will try to harm them if they break certain rules and stuff. It's a like very dark, kind of like psychological story, psychological thriller type story. It's another one. Want to eat your pancreas? What? What? Why is this? Let me. It has to be something that like I don't understand about pancreases or something that's like common in Japan. No. I've never heard of this. What? Okay. That's still a very weird way to say that. But okay. Yeah, I guess. Hmm. I have been sleeping too much on romance stories. Because I do like them. It's just I like some. Okay, I'm gonna check this out. What's the other one? This, Your Name, Your Lie in April, A Silent Voice, that was the other one. Yeah. They literally just have all of them here. Mirai. Oh God. This is going into areas like this is some stuff that I've seen. I want to watch this too. This is I think this is a Miyazaki, wasn't it? Or is this his apprentice? Hmm. I really like the Miyazaki films too. Did you ever see? You had to have seen it. Miyazaki. I'm trying to think. What's the last thing that made me cry like that? To be honest, the last thing that made me cry like that. Now I'm thinking about it, and I have the book. Hold on. This is a huge like digression, but and this isn't anime. This is what I'm saying. It's a huge digression. It's Inheritance from Aragon. The ending to that story, like I could see it in my head and everything, and it was just like it was going directly with like things that were going on in my life. It was like lining up with stuff, and like he has to like leave the girl he loves, and it's just like to never to see her again type stuff, and it broke me. I never thought that I would like cry reading a book. That was crazy. Oh man. It's late. It's 3:13. K dramas. You do hey yeah. You've read it though, right? I'm not spoiling anything for you. I hate spoiling books for people. Yes, okay. This when he leaves her at the end and she like steps back to like get picked up by the dragon like that. That's the moment that killed me because it's like they had the intimate moment right then and there. Like he knows, like this is the end. He's not coming back. The movie. I almost didn't read the books because the movie was so bad. Like, uh, I legitimately was like not gonna read anything else from it. But then I think Singer came out, the third one, and they had I just like the picture of the dragon on it. Singer. This one. This one. I just like that it was a gold dragon on a black book. And so I was like, you know what? I'll start reading it again. And so I think I skipped the first book because I was like, I already seen the movie. And then I started reading from the red one. No, it was good. I love that one. What else? Okay. Okay. Tell me you have seen The Gray Man. Please. Please tell me you've seen it. You haven't. Oh. I'm trying to think. Is there something that I would. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I had a whole thing where I was like drawing the eye that the character has on like everything and every character I had ever made. It was a whole time period in my life. But that story is amazing. I love it. They still haven't finished it because the main author, she's had a couple of like health problems and things like that that kind of kept her from working on it. But like it's slowly moving towards a conclusion and everything. I actually think you would like that one. I actually do. It doesn't focus too much on romance, but like yeah, you should try it out. That was another one that almost made me cry too. There's a story with like this doll that's like been given life in the story, and that one it didn't make me cry, but it hit me it hit me in the heart. I was like, okay, that was kind of sad. I think that's the one that got no, the visuals from this first one made me like really like it and like want to give it a try. But then that's what made me go like, no, I have to keep reading this. I got to see what happens. And then Bleach. Yeah, I've been trying to veer away from. I've been trying to look for more obscure stuff. And like I said, it's been more like dark, psychological thriller and like I liked the big three, but most other big stuff I haven't. No, I can't say that. I definitely can't say. No, I like stuff like Black Clover and stuff like that. So no. No, I do like a good amount of big stuff. I tend to like the couple of like hugest ones. I tend to like those. Then there's like a secondary level where like the Spy Cross Spy or Spy Family or whatever it's called. That stuff. I like don't ever get into those things. There's that, then there's the one with the girl with like the blonde hair with like the pink on the end of it. Like I never got into those because those are like super big, but I don't know. They don't interest me as much. But then like there's like a bunch of small stuff that I like find online where I'm just like, this is an amazing story. Oh, you just named all of my bread and butter. Naruto, loved it. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, me and my cousin watched that religiously together. Well, no, we watched the first one religiously. And then the second one came out and we almost didn't know that there was a second one because they had to redo it because they messed up the first time. And we were just kind of like, this is different. I don't remember this happening before, but I like it. One Piece was an acquired taste. Only reason why I gave that a chance is because Bleach ended, and then Naruto ended, and then it was like, all right, well, this is the other one of the big three. Jujutsu. The only reason why I watched it was because of this. Jujutsu beat down The only reason why I watched it was because of this. Plugged in. This was like, this was hilarious. I saw this like 2 years ago. Oh, I love that. That was like the best thing. Oh, yeah. There's another one. It might not hit. I don't think it's fit with you because it's shonen. But Don da Don. It's a lot of good stuff. Actually, it's out. Don da Don is another one. This is like it's ghosts and aliens. Black Clover. Clover is I like Jujutsu better than it. But then again, Jujutsu, I haven't been reading the manga because I don't want to ruin it because I want to watch the anime. What would you say it is? The overly optimistic good character? Good main character? Is that what you're talking about? Or would you say it's the everything stacked against you, but then you have like a secret hidden power which just like kind of I feel like that's shonen, like that's like shonen stuff in general, because they normally have their like sagas. They're like, I guess you say like chapters. You know, like they'll spend like one section fighting this enemy. Like if this was Dragon Ball Z, you know, at first you have him fighting Raditz. Okay, no filler. I hate filler. Filler is bad. Filler is always bad. They added in filler seasons for Black Clover. You seen Monster? What? Are you talking about? Oh no. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's just normal for shonen. I kind of expect that because after they beat like whatever the current major enemy is, they kind of like fall back because it's like they have to have a period of time where it's like, okay, we're trying to reintegrate ourselves into normal life, but there's something else in the background going on that we can't deal with just yet, but we're gonna get there. And yeah, that is kind of boring, but I feel like it's necessary because this. What is this? What type of? Ooh, yes. Okay. Well, let's wait. On Monster? Losing his social standing being one of them. However, with the materials of the director into what the doctors, Dr. Tenma's position is restored with no evidence to convict him. He is released and goes. He's passing by once again. He comes face to face with the monster he operated on. He missed now. Huh. episode 74. That's terrible. That's terrible if they're doing that with this story. This is not enough episodes to be doing that with. Like, I can see if this was One Piece, like I expect there to be tons of filler. There's like thousands of episodes, thousands of chapters, and hundreds of episodes. It might actually be over 1,000 episodes now that I think about it. But like, this only has 74. Why? Why would you ever do that? I have to read it now. I'm gonna read the manga. But even though I know it had, like, I like stuff that has a lot of storylines, and I know it's gonna come back to bite me because I'm gonna be very mad when it doesn't finish a lot of them, but I have to read it. I have to add Monster to the list. Dororo, I haven't watched this. I saw some stuff saying that was good. What's the other one? Just watched it recently. There was something that was on my head. It's gone now. It's completely gone. I have to watch this now. I have to. I have to now. Thank you for letting me know about this. I haven't been able to watch that. Really? Okay. I might check that one out too. I liked the theme song to it. What was it? Jingle Jungle or something like that. Heard this. This was nice. I like this song a lot. But I never like actually watched it. It's the way people described it to me, they were like Lolly Hitler, and I'm like, I don't get it. Yo, okay. Isekai is like the best and the worst thing because the people who do it right tend to make stuff that, like, when it's done right, it's like super satisfying and I love it. But if they like, I guess it's like when they play too hard into it, it like ruins the story for me, though. And it's just like, I have no reason to like continue to watch it. What was the one that the slime one? This was more like a slime isekai. This one, this is in general, this is kind of crap, but like I just kind of deal with it. Wait, is there more? Oh, there's more episodes. I didn't know that. But yeah, this one, he like comes back as a slime, and so he has to like survive. Well, not survive, because he. Ooh, Devil's a part-timer. I only ever saw the like last fight or something where he like told the dude to like grit his teeth or something like that. No Game, No Life was weird. I loved it though. I'm mad there's no second season. But I haven't seen Konosuba. In fact, I'm not sure what that was. Oh yeah, this is the one with the water girl who's like clumsy, or was it her who's clumsy? No, she's like a masochist and she's clumsy. I haven't seen this yet. This seems too degenerate to me. I can't. I'll try it. I'll try it. But Devil's a Part Timer was, from what I saw, it's funny. It's funny. Okay, I might give it a try. What the hell is this? No, not today. Not right now. There was that. Ooh, and then there was the spider one. Spider Isekai, because I don't remember any of these names. Do. Oh yeah, so I'm a spider. So what? That is the one thing that everybody has talked about, and I've only ever heard people say they thought it was like one of the best things ever, or say it was total garbage. And I have not seen it whatsoever because it was so polarizing, and it looks generic. I don't know what it is about it, but it looks generic. Like the characters and everything look like it looks like if somebody like corporate was like, how do we wanna get some money off of these anime people. Who is he? A protagonist? Oh. What's wrong with him? Like, oh, he's a Shinji. He's a Get in the Robot Shinji. He's what's his name from Mirai Nikki? Cry all the time. I can't do it. Everything's wrong. I can't do it. Why are you all being mean to me? Meanwhile, he has like some power that could save the world, but he's like being too much of a pussy to do anything about it. Yeah, I feel you. Remonster. Did they ever make a show of this one? No, they didn't. Remonster's another one I like. It's like a guy comes back as a goblin, and then like he has to slowly level back up to like a stronger version, and eventually now it's at a point where it's like it's no longer about him. It's like kind of going into like strategy type territory where it's like, all right, cool, let's have a whole thing where we're like, I'm leading my band of other goblin ogre people to like maneuver into power type stuff. It's kind of starting to lose me, but the original part of it, beginning of it, I liked it. I like when the isekais, they don't just pop them into a new world and it's like, well, you have God mode turn on, you know? I like to be somewhere it's like maybe they have like a little bit of an edge or whatever, but they still have to work to get somewhere, you know? That way it doesn't feel cheap. Monster Hunter. Yeah. I think there's a lot of garbage that they just kind of like throw out. Like the Slime Isekai is honestly, I think it's kind of that where it's just like, I think they're getting to the point where it's like the major people who actually were good at writing stories aren't writing stories anymore. But like, I think they're just like finding stories that people wrote online. Yeah, okay. Your Lie in April, Your Name, all of those movies, I haven't watched them yet. I can't agree with that. I can't. Look, I know from what you said so far, I know you're probably going to, I'm like certain you're going to say that. Say this is not the show. But Game of Thrones was so good. I know it's like that's the like normal big show thing, but it was so good. It was amazing. And I loved it. That and then what's the new one out? House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon was really nice as well. Yes. It was a 10 out of 10 until House of the Dragon it's a little bit low. I'd say it's like a 6 out of 10 for the first season. I'm choosing to look at it like a setup season so far. Hopefully they don't let me down the next one. Yes, so that part, if I remember correctly, is right. I think that's when the book ends, because he technically hasn't finished. He still hasn't finished the books. He still has 2 other books to release. 2 different ones. He's still on the Winds of Winter, and I think after that it's like something of spring or something like that. So like after that part, they weren't following the books anymore. When they were following the books, it was immaculate. Like the first like 4 seasons were like perfect. It was so good. And then like everything, and then it's just like they hit the part where John dies. And then he comes back, and then it's just like everything, like you can tell the writers started to take over, and it becomes they start throwing in the regular TV show tropes in there, and it's like it's still good, but like the last season, oh my god, the last season was rushed. They that should have been 2 separate seasons. Whiplash? I haven't seen that. What is that? Whiplash. Oh, I've seen a lot of stuff from this. I haven't actually watched it though. I know there was a lot of jazz people who I know who play jazz who wanted me to watch this, but I just know he's crazy. Is he bleeding? Why is he bleeding? Okay, I'm gonna watch. I keep saying I'm gonna watch stuff. It's a lot of stuff that I have to watch that I'm legitimately behind on. That I just. Yeah, he's good. He's very good. Like he for what I've seen, he does a very good job of making me like, fuck this dude, man. Like, but at the same time, it's like, okay, he's very serious about his craft. He definitely want to make like sure everything is perfect. What was it? I can't remember. There was another movie. I can't remember it. Do you like horror movies? Like this is like my favorite guilty pleasure. Quarantine. No. Oh man. See, horror movies used to be a thing that I used to watch with my mom when I was little. Like I would go to sleep in the room because I'd sleep in the room with her when I was a little kid or whatever. Cabin. Oh no. Cabin Woods is alright. I'm overreacting. Cabin Woods was a decent movie. The newer one or the older one? Because the new one, I remember seeing parts of it, I think, on TV. And it was like, it was strange. This guy, him right there. This dude, he gave me nightmares for a while. Yeah, I've just been watching stuff like this since I was a kid. I love this movie just because I don't know, this immersed me. This was like one of the few movies that actually like pulled me into the world, which is strange because normally the first person camera stuff would walk around and everything shaking doesn't do anything for me. But like this felt like I was playing a video game. There was this, The Ring. I never saw The Ring. Ooh, The Mist. Hey, this. I liked this too. even though you couldn't see any of the monsters. I loved it. There's a lot of like bad horror movies that I love. This one, yeah, there was. I think the first one, or I might be thinking of a different movie. I think the first one. Oh no, I think I'm thinking of something else. Oh no. Okay, so yeah, this is a different thing. Okay, so now I have to watch this again. Even though I don't really remember what happened too much. I remember the lab and everything like that. Okay, so this isn't the same thing. I thought this was a remake of. There was something like this where like they went into the woods and they were in a cabin or whatever, and there was like a disease, and they all started to like have leprosy or something crazy like that. Like the skin was falling off. Horror movie. Cabin. Skin disease. Oh, cabin fever. Cabin fever. That's what I was thinking of. Cabin fever was the one I was thinking of. And so like, yeah, flesh eating virus. Yeah, it was cabin fever. I saw that back in the day, and I don't know why, but it made me think that this was supposed to be that, and I was like, this is weird. Why did they change it like that? So now I have to go back and watch this. Cause that ruined it for me. I couldn't enjoy it on its own because I was just like, what is happening? This doesn't even follow the same story. Okay. I gotta hop on this one. I need to like hold on. Yeah, like it, I don't know why. I just been like procrastinating on like a ton of stuff recently. Anything that's like entertainment, like I just haven't been watching it. Or like I'll jump to one thing and like I'll get really, really into one thing and then like it'll finish and like there'll be something else that I know I should watch and like I know I'm going to like what. I'm just like, eh. Like honestly, at this point, if the next season of Demon Slayer came out, despite the fact that I loved the first season and the second season was amazing, I probably would like take my time even getting started on it. Like I don't know why. I don't get it, but like I haven't like been into the entertainment stuff as much as I should. Like Bleach. Bleach was my favorite anime. And it just came back and I missed like 3 or 4 episodes, like 3 or 4 weeks in a row, and I was just like, I'll get to it when I get to it. Same thing with Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man, I've watched like the first 10 seconds of the anime. And then like I haven't come back. I love the story, and I know I'm going to like it, but I just haven't. July and April. Yeah, they don't do that much anymore. I feel like there's something special that's like lost because we've been doing that now. Like Bleach and Naruto used to be like, I don't know, it felt like I was growing up with them. Like as a kid. In Weekly? Yeah, but I think it's too much downtime between seasons. Right? Because like Naruto was a thing. Naruto was like every single week. I remember the only time they would have a week off for like Naruto and Bleach back in the day was when they went to the next, they had that season done or whatever, and they were going to the next season. It's like they took a week off, I guess, to like let the animators like rest. But then they went straight back into it. Cause like I definitely remember it was just like next episode, and it's just like they just kept it up. But now it's like, Attack on Titan. Let's wait 2 years for the next season. Jujutsu Kaisen, show the first season and then like just it'll come when it comes again, you know, like I feel like there's it's something missing. Okay. Didn't know they would send me that, but okay. I feel like I liked the longer series a lot. The stuff that's long is the stuff that like had like a certain place in like my life, and that kind of like endeared me to it. Like Dragon Ball Z was one of those because that was like, you know, normal little kid, you know, everybody out there we all Goku, we like Goku Kamehameha, you know, we were all doing that. But because it was like such a persistent part of my life for so long, it that really stuck with me. There are some short stuff that does keep my attention though. Well, does hit me in the same way. Gurren Lagann. This. Gurren Lagann was one of the ones. This is like I know I've said a lot of stuff is my favorite, but like 8 to 12. No, I can't. I prefer something to go on for like yes. I feel like the best shows go on for like around 200 episodes. I think that's like my sweet spot. If you're hitting in that area, you've explained everything that I think that gives the story enough time to breathe and to like I guess you say like really like stick with you and like explain everything that needs to be explained. Like so you don't have these extra like ends and stuff hanging off the yeah. I guess it's just because like I'm used to like the you know Naruto episode of the week format. But like this wasn't that long. Gurren Lagann. I mean I don't think they had many episodes of this. There's some shows that kind of like piss me off when they end too early, and it's like really short. Like hold on. Right. This only had 42 episodes. This felt longer. This was 27? Oh no. Okay, no, they did it was wow, that's actually really short then. 27. This is a separate thing. Huh. This is only 27 episodes? Jesus. Okay, I don't remember that. There was stuff like what was one of the ones that pissed me off? 9. See, most of the things that like piss me off like that because they're so short. Like I kind of forget that Casshern Sins. This story was like. This was the type of story where it's just like they didn't. Most of these acting. I feel like when stuff is like that short to me, I feel like there's more that's going on. I guess for the main story, yes, but I feel like there's more that's going on or that should be explained to like flesh out the world that isn't happening. Which can some stuff when they have it when it's just a self-contained thing, like I feel that's good. I feel like if you're gonna do that though, you can't go into other places. You can't you can't expand the story out into a lot of different areas if you're gonna. It has to stay kind of focused on one thing. Otherwise, it's like it kind of stretches itself thin. Gargantia. Is that what it? No. Gargantia. This one was very short. This one was a short one that was good. This one was on like a couple of episodes too. This one was real short. Ooh, right. This is only 13, but I really like this one. This one, it kind of had the problem though, where it's like it's a lot of stuff in the world where it's just like it would help, and it would help my enjoyment of the show if you kind of explained a little bit more of the world around it. We went to a little bit more of like how things are the way they are. I think that's my major issue that I have with short stuff like that. A lot of stuff doesn't actually explain the world around it a whole lot. Buso Renkin. This one was one I watched when I was like a kid. This is another, yeah. A lot of these had this exact same problem where it's like, I guess it's not a problem, but it was a problem to me. Yeah, 26 episodes. I just remember all of them like ending super early. Yeah, I guess I don't prefer stories to be that short, but I would prefer them to be that short instead of staying too long. Like if you've ever seen Supernatural, like I don't want that. We don't need that. Like if you have a concrete story to tell, like knock that out and finish that. I guess that would be preferable to like here's, yeah, man. I hate that because it's like they start trying to like pull as much money as they can out of it because they know it's good. And it's like, no, like just let it die. It's done. It's finished. And the worst part about it is they'll do that, and then like for like the last season, because they know it's the last season, they just don't put in as much money, and it hurts the production at the end anyway. That's what happened with Game of Thrones. Like I said, it should have been 2 extra seasons. One for the Night King, one for Cersei. And instead they were like, let's smash it all into one thing, and then have what's her name take out the Night King because like it, and then Cersei just gets killed by rocks. It was stuff like that. With Supernatural, they lost their minds. That was good up until the point where I think it was it Dean or I don't remember which brother was which, and I don't remember both names. I haven't, but from what I heard, the story is I don't see any good reason why there would be more seasons. If everything from what I've heard is what the story is about is wrapped up in the end of the first season, there's no reason to go on and make more. It just kind of seems like you're ruining the story just to make a quick buck. Right. It's the thing where it's the Supernatural stuff where it's like we hit season 5 or 6 or whatever. The major story that's been going on the entire time is now wrapping up. We get that catharsis, it's this release, and then it's just like I hope to God they don't, even though I haven't watched it yet. That's one of those things where it's like, again, like I know from what I've seen, I know I'm gonna like it, but I just haven't. Yeah, again, I don't see why. I don't see how you would make a second season. Like if you are, you're literally just doing like the movie sequel thing, like Disney's old stuff where it's like they'd have the regular first movie and the first movie would do great, and then they release the sequel where it's like, what was it? It was like Aladdin, and then like the second one is like Prince of Thieves or whatever, where like Aladdin meets his dad and stuff, and it's like, why? Like, why did you do that? Like, we didn't need to see that part of the story. This wasn't important. We don't like it because of this. You know, like we were looking at this stuff, right? Like, I don't care about Simba's child. Ugh. There was that. The only sequel that I think I really liked in Disney movies was Lilo and Stitch 2. And the only reason why that worked is because they made a TV show that I watched when I was a kid and I liked it, and then they released that movie, and that movie leads on directly from that show. And I think that's the only reason why I found it acceptable. If it wasn't for that, I probably would have hated it. Yes, yes, yes. That took up many boring days when I didn't have anything to do, and it's like I couldn't go outside. It's like, all right, cool. We finna watch this. It was that. What else did they have? Did they ever release a Tarzan 2? Hold on, let me see. Let me ruin it for myself. Tarzan 2. Oh no, they did. Yes, they did when he was a kid. No. Oh, I remember this. I didn't like it. No. I hate it. No. Ruin more stuff for myself. Hercules 2. What? Wait. Okay. Okay, so it didn't exist. Thank God. This movie had amazing songs in it. I loved it. I didn't like this. I didn't like the story as much because they didn't really even make her princess, but the music was good. What? Why? Right. What are they doing? Why did they? Hold on. Okay. Right, and they're all like terrible. Why does this exist? Ah. What? Wait, this is. Why? See, this is what I mean. I hate that. Where it's just like we're making money. Yes, I did do the direct to DVD, direct to video one. I'm so happy I never saw this. I would have. Sequel. Right. Aladdin had 3. I was that killed me as a kid. The third one was like particularly. The third one had great visuals, but it was terrible. Aladdin 3. Oh no, I might be. Yeah, the third one was the one where he met his dad, and they went to a giant turtle that had like an island on its back, right? With like treasures and stuff, and it was beautiful. Ooh, the most beautiful. No, the Disney movie with the best music was Hunchback of Notre Dame. I don't want to watch them. I skipped out on Lion King, and I love Lion King. And like I particularly like that just because like, you know, like I have not watched it. I haven't watched like shows like that since I think the last thing I watched that was even kind of in that area was I think it was like one of the Minion movies like 10 years ago. But Moana, I haven't seen that. It's number of Moana. The other one with the red-haired girl, I haven't seen that. But you can't convince me. Hunchback of Notre Dame. It doesn't matter. The music from the
Hello, everyone. This is
no, go away.
your daily dose of internet.
Oh.
This guy likes to go up to random people and pretend to talk to them.
Of Notre Dame. Brave, yes, Brave. I haven't watched that. Again, that was like 10 years ago. I remember seeing it in like a red box, and my little sister wanted to watch it, but I never watched it. This shit, don't watch it? Damn. This right here, hold on. This is beautiful. But I gotta hurry up and get to parts of good before copyright hits me. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. I hate the movie. I hate the story. I don't like any of this really. But the music. I specifically remember this as a kid. Like I had no idea what was going on in this, but the music was just beautiful. Okay, no more before I get hit with copyright. But yeah, man, I love that. That one was good. Ooh. Hey, did you ever see The Prince of Egypt? Again, I have to be careful because of copyright and all of that. And Prince of Egypt was another one I really like music on. See, that's the thing. It was Prince of Egypt. There was Sinbad. Sinbad was nice. Yeah, I thought that was. I'm like 90% sure, isn't it? Hold on. Sandra Bullock was in there. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's DreamWorks. Yeah, DreamWorks. I'm just going off on different stuff. I kind of left the Disney thing just because, like, I saw Prince of Egypt and I was like, oh my God, the music. Cars. I have like a memory of a fever dream of watching the first one in my room on like the movie channels on the TV. But I never watched 2. I don't even know what the story is for this. 2 is bad as well. Yeah, that's to be expected. Sequels. Yes. I feel like they're the ones who started the downfall of animated movies and cartoons and stuff in the West. To be honest, I think making things 3D was like one of the worst things that they could have done. I feel like it not the worst thing. I think they've taken that to a place that's not good. I think they've done too much with it. Yes. Wasn't this Pixar? Yep, this was Pixar. A Bug's Life. This. Watched it like every day as a kid with my brother. What? Are you kidding me? Bug's Life was the best. I have to ignore. No, I'm ignoring it. No, this was amazing. A Bug's Life was the greatest thing. He was the perfect villain. No, this was the best. Oh, no, Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2 was still a good movie. I didn't like 3. Or isn't there like a fourth one now too? Yeah. Toy Story 1 and 2. These were both good. And matter of fact, I liked 2 better than I liked 1. But no, Bug's Life was the best. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to act like I didn't hear that. Pixar. Let's see what other stuff that they make. Because I'm going to not be able to call up what they made off the top of my head. Toy Story. Monsters Inc. Ooh, Monsters Inc. was good. What are you talking about? No. Inside Out was boring. I didn't like it. The Incredibles, the first one was good. I haven't watched the second one yet. This is what I mean. Like, it's so many things that I just like. I don't know. I went through a time period. First 10. Toy Story was good. Finding Nemo. Right, there's a sequel to this, and I haven't watched it either. There's 5 of them. Jesus Christ. Why? No, okay, there's a possible 5th film. Oh, yeah, I remember this. I don't remember the film, but I remember the show. Lightyear. I've heard some people talk good about this. Well, no, I've heard my godson talk good about this. He loved that. He thought it was awesome. Forky asks a question. Oh, no. No. I just act like the story ended after 3 because I think 4 was like it was add-on. Okay. You're right. Cars was one of the only not great ones. Finding Nemo was good. Incredibles was good. Bug's Life was great. Up was great. Ratatouille was okay. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. Wall-E was great. Monsters Inc. was great. Let me see. Outside of that, sure. Sure. I don't know if I agree with that, but sure. But no, Ratatouille was good because I think that was a weird time in my life. I think at a time in my life I was kind of like not feeling good. But the movie, like I said, it wasn't the best of them. Like, it wasn't Wall-E, it wasn't Toy Story to me, it wasn't A Bug's Life, but it was good though. I don't think that one was bad. Cars was, like I said, I have a fever dream of watching that. Like, it left no. It was. I know it's bad because I watched it and it left so little of an impression on me that I don't remember what the movie was about, and that's a bad sign when that happens. Because like I was watching it, I was paying attention. It wasn't like something in the background or something like that. I just I don't know what happened. Inside Out was I haven't seen Coco. I want to because of the music they have in it. I like the I want to hear the not mariachi. Is that mariachi or flamenco? I want to hear the like Latin music. Here we go. remember my godson wants to see that. I've seen some stuff about this, but that didn't. Oh, Soul was decent. It was okay. This was like, this should have been like a short. Soul should have been a short. Which is kind of just cause like I was like, okay, it's focused on black music, you know, like hey, yeah, it's got a black main character, but then it's like, the movie was kind of right. Onward. I didn't know this existed. Toy Story 4. No. Finding Dory. Haven't watched it yet. Need to watch it. Coco looks extremely interesting. Matter of fact, this looks like what's that? What's that movie? We don't talk about Bruno. No. Yes. Encanto. Who made Encanto? Was this who made this? It was Walt Disney Studios. This wasn't Pixar? Pixar didn't make it though. Walt Disney just gave this to somebody else. I thought this was Pixar. I thought they had Pixar working on this, but I guess they didn't, which is strange. Encanto was real good. I was actually surprised at how good this was. I wasn't expecting this to be good at all. Like, I expected the music to be nice, but I thought the story originally, like going into it, like it's gonna be boring. I'm not gonna like it. But no, this was actually really good. Because at this point, I would assume that like most of the Pixar staff have been like, they've kind of been like merged into Disney, you know? Because like if they probably take individual people out of Pixar and put them into regular Disney stuff. They probably put regular Disney people into Pixar. I guess it's just kind of like, at this point, Pixar is just Disney at this point. I feel like they just keep the name Pixar because everybody would get mad if they got rid of it. What's the other one? But yeah, Coco is definitely one I want to see. Oh, right. I remember this on TV. This was a bad time. Doug Days. Hey, Doug. I haven't seen this, but I kind of want to watch though, just because I like Doug. Cars on the Road. No, why? Was Cars really that big? Did people really like that much that like in 2022 we're making a Cars thing? Yo, I remember this. Oh my god. That right. The Old Man. Yeah, I remember this stuff. This was like a long time ago. I was like I was 4 in 1996. No, I was 1. Yeah, this was a while ago. I remember the Old Man from this. I don't remember nothing about what happened to it though. Remember that and I remember the birds. Hey, Bow. This was a good short film. I would have liked them to turn that into a movie. Have you seen that? This, I don't even know what this is. This was just weird. Didn't look interesting at all. Ow. Which I hope that's how it's pronounced. I used to like seeing this stuff, like back in the day. What? What's the Mitchells? Mitchells versus. What is this? I haven't seen this. I don't know. The lighting. I'm gonna watch it. I like how expressive the characters are. Was this made by the people who made Cloudy with a Chance of Meat of whatever called Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs or whatever? Yeah. It's something about how that's presented that reminds me of it. Let me see. Who made this? Sony Pictures, Sony Pictures. Sony Pictures. Columbia Pictures, yeah. That's why it looks familiar. Yep, it's definitely Sony Pictures and Columbia. Especially that guy on the side. He looks like the dad from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. But lost to Encanto. Why? A Spider-Man to Spider-Verse should have won. I don't know. That was better than all of them. However, it swept all the categories it was nominated for at the 49th Annie Awards. Dang. I didn't even know about this. I have to watch. Yeah, I don't have a good record of when things happen like that. I'm bad with that type of stuff. I'm bad with like award shows and stuff like that anyway. I don't really watch this stuff. The only reason why I watched any award show stuff was it's the worst one, but it was because of the slap, you know. Like I kind of stopped watching award shows and stuff like that. But like it swept all the categories it was nominated. Okay, I have to watch this now. Hey, it's on Netflix? Oh, sweet. I'll watch that tomorrow. I can watch most of the stuff tomorrow if I want to, but hold on. I wanted to watch it. Yep, that one's going on the list. Ray and the Last Dragon was also one that I really want to see. Now I'm thinking about it. I should just do this. Okay. I should just like go through like the award shows because like Amphibia, I remember guys only watching that. They made a Carmen Sandiego. They had a show of this. I remember this back in the day, right? It's first comedy San Diego related show since the end of. Raya? It's a worse version of Encanto? Hmm. I feel like they've been doing something weird with like it's a trend that I've noticed. I feel like any of the cultures that they've been like touching that have to do with like that are outside of like what's traditionally shown in America, they've kind of like they've been like all tying them back to like this like like family tradition and like yeah, yeah. It's always seems like there's the same type of character where it's like like there's some type of culture that they're like trying to appeal to. That culture is really big on tradition and family and stuff like that. And there's some main character that is like they're different from that, but they still carry a part of that with them. And I feel like they've been doing that for like every single group that they can. That's like not not black and white people, because generally it's been like white people, and then they've kind of like started to move to black people, and then it's like now it's like like different groups. Yep. Yep. Okay. So yeah, they all kind of have the same thing. I mean, they kind of can't do that for black people because of what happened in the country, but something tells me they would do it for black people too if they could. They make any type of Africa movie, I guarantee it's gonna be the same type of thing. Which it's a decent story when they do stuff like that. It's just they're doing it too much. They're gonna have it kind of they're gonna hit a point where it's ooh, I want to watch that. They're gonna hit a point where it's like it's too predictable and people won't really like it. Produced by Barack Obama. What? I mean, well, I guess he produced it, so yeah, so he put the money in. Oh, it's songs. Never mind. Never mind. They got my hopes up for something decent. Ooh, Love, Death, and Robots. This is great. I haven't finished Visions, Star Wars Visions. Let's go add more to the list. Love, Death. I need to finish that. Yes. It's too. Marvel is. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is either about to make Marvel for me for like the next probably 5 years, or it's gonna ruin it, and I'm like not gonna give this stuff a chance. Just because like all of the movies since Infinity War and everything finished up, they've kind of been like listless, and they don't really have like a way they're going, right? Like the regular Avengers stuff was leading up to Thanos. Like even since the first one, like they had the original movies with like Iron Man and Thor, and then they all came together in Avengers because those movies were building up to Avengers. But then at the end of Avengers, they threw in the cameo of Thanos at the end to kind of be like, let the people who read comic books and everything be like, oh my god, that's him, that's Thanos. Like it was a big deal, and then like everything. Right. I thought it was gonna be amazing, and it was good in its own right, and it had some stuff that was hype, like when they brought in Professor Xavier and Mr. Fantastic. I was like amazing, but then on the flip side, I'm like, wait a minute, you brought them in as essentially side characters in this. They're like super important, especially Mr. Mr. Fantastic, considering the fact that what's his name? The new bad guy's gonna be in there. He's supposed to be his descendant. But like y'all just killed him off, like, and like the ending to that, it doesn't, I don't see how things are like gonna form together yet. It might be that I just don't have enough knowledge of what goes on in the comic books, and that's the reason why it's not getting it for me. But like, it's all over the place. The only thing they've made so far that I say like I really, really, really loved, and I'm waiting for more of it, is Loki. Did you see? If you saw Loki, I actually really liked it, and that's the one I thought I was gonna hate when I went in, and it was the best one. That show was good. Oh my god. No. I hated Shang-Chi. Hated Shang-Chi. Oh. Oh my god. They ruined the Mandarin again. They ruined him twice now. Oh. They ruined the Makluan rings. Oh my god. I was so mad. I don't know. I need to let me think about it. Let me try to think about it outside of like my knowledge. If I wasn't looking through nostalgia goggles, without nostalgia, no, it was a decent movie. That was if I'm stepping outside of myself for a second, the movie was good. I just oh, the Mandarin is like one of Iron Man's like biggest enemies. He has 10 different rings, and they're like each one's supposed to have a different power. Like one controls like fire, one controls like time and stuff. It's like the Infinity Gauntlet, but I guess that might be why they like ruined it, because it's like you just had the Infinity Gauntlet. We can't have Infinity Gauntlet 2 ring version come in, you know? It would kind of hurt it. What was the other one? I actually really liked WandaVision. I didn't before the first movie. Iron Man was a boring superhero to me until the first movie. Iron Man and Batman, to me, were the two boringest superheroes. I initially going into it, I assumed I would like it. I didn't like it for the first couple of episodes. By the end, I liked it. It had a really slow burn type of effect, but I liked it. The one that I went into expecting I would love it, and then it bored me to death until the last episode was what was it called? The animated one. What if I like hated most of that until like the last part, just because they had the whole big fight against Ultron with the like super cool armor on with the Infinity. I was just like, okay, so this is just comic book porn at this point. Like I love this, you know, like. But then what was the other one? The one I didn't like. Stuff like Batman, kind of like I kind of don't like stuff like that just because like I feel like as I've gotten older, I've been able to appreciate stuff like that more. But back in the day, it was like superheroes all around, and it's like rich guy with a lot of money who does martial arts. Like I didn't like it as a kid because of that. There was that, and then Iron Man was kind of saying Iron Man still had the whole suit and everything, but it was kind of the same thing where it's like, well, he's a rich guy with a suit. If he loses the suit, like, you know, he's not. I also didn't like Captain America originally for that same reason. Hmm. I feel like the no killing rule makes sense for the character, and it makes sense for the continuation of the story for for it to be going perpetually. Uh, the only reason why I feel like it makes sense for him is because he watched his mother and father get murdered, you know, and it happened as it wasn't something like, you know, he couldn't protect somebody, he didn't kill them, he didn't take somebody's life, so they died. It was more like he was introduced to death, somebody close to him dying as a child. So it's kind of like it would make sense to me that he might have an aversion to killing people and be like, no, this is what the bad guys do. This is what the not good people, as opposed to like somebody like on my shirt, the Punisher. The Punisher is like, no, they kill them. They're irredeemable. Put a bullet in their heads. Let's move on. That guy was like that, and I can see why he would be like that, right? Because this would be something that happened later on in his life. Yes, Punisher is cool. I like Punisher. Speaking of like more side characters that haven't been gotten as much screen time, I'm trying to think, was there any other side Marvel characters that I like that? Oh yes, I do. What's his name? Luke Cage? No, I'm thinking of. Or is it Luke Cage? Yeah, Luke Cage. I loved Luke Cage. I didn't like the character originally beforehand because I had like this. It's over there too. It's like this little comic book thing that has like a whole bunch of different Marvel characters in it. But this show actually made me like him. I want to see more of him. Jessica Jones. I haven't watched that yet. I need to watch it. My mom kept telling me to watch it, but I was like, I don't really. At the time, I was like, But from what she described, that's supposed to be. Yes, more Miles Morales. Yes, I don't even want to see Peter Parker anymore. Like that's crazy. That's actually insane that they made a character that I like that much that I like him more than the original. Like that's actually insane. That was like the most successful thing they've ever done in like forever. Right. Oh, and in the new one, they have Spider-Man 2099. They're having him in the new one as well. He's chasing down Peter Parker. Right. He's way more interesting. His dynamic with his father is also like really cool because like we haven't really get to see him interact with like a male, like Spider-Man interact with like a male parental figure, because or even like a mother like figure, because his Aunt May is like, it's always this old woman that he's like protecting. It's more like a grandmother with her. Like we don't have like this parental type interaction that comes into play, but you do see that with him, and you see him like growing up as an individual. And so like I think that's like a really interesting thing to go into. Whereas like Spider-Man normally it's like his biggest interactions are Aunt May, which is more like a grandmother, and he kind of just hides everything from her. And then he hides things from her, and she doesn't really like learn about it in most iterations. And then MJ. And like MJ is kind of like MJ is his Lois Lane, you know. Lois Lane is a terrible person, a terrible character, by the way. Yep. Because it's literally just the Lois Lane stuff where it's like, I guess with her, she is a little bit better. Lois Lane was terrible because she's like, she has no interest in actual Clark Kent, but then like Superman, she's like, yeah. And then she finds out he's Superman, and then she's like, yeah, I like you now. Which is kind of like, do you though? like you didn't say like it's all over the place, but like MJ is interested in him outside of that. But until she learns who he is, it's like strenuous because of how she's less boring than Lois Lane, but she is still kind of boring. I think the romance in superhero stuff is kind of played out as in general though. Unless they make the like love interest into a superhero, I don't really want to see more of that. Ooh, like Pepper Potts and Iron Man getting her armor. Yeah. It's really bad and it's filled with a lot of stuff that's like problematic where it's like I don't think we should be encouraging this with people or making them think this is normal. But yeah. Yeah, I want to see less romance stuff. I don't know what I would replace it with, though. I mean, there's other types of ways, but I'm trying to think of like any type of like major like. Because realistically, what's going to happen is if you take that type of stuff out, they're going to have some other type of archetype that they add back in. Yeah. Zendaya. I would like to see more of her qualities folded into the chubby guy character. The chubby guy character, as it currently stands, he kind of functions too much as like comedic relief. And like, I feel like that's done a whole lot already. Like, he has the friend who's like not a superhero, but you know, he kind of keeps him grounded. And it's like, I want to see it where it's like, you know, like this is like his. I want to, like the Winter Soldier. I want to see more stuff like kind of like how the Winter Soldier plays out with Captain America, but like back earlier. Now it's not. Now they just kind of go wherever. Right. Yeah. If rest in peace to bro man. But if they had what's his name? His sister take over the Black Panther mantle while he was still in the movies himself, that would have been good. I haven't seen the new Black Panther yet, by the way. I'm lacking very very much. I'm seriously lacking. I need to go see that. But like that would have been like a super interesting dynamic to see play out. Like him and his sister are both superheroes, and it'd be interesting to see like. Yo, that would be. Aquafina. Oh yeah, Aquafina. She was the other girl, and his girlfriend, who I wanted gone the entire movie. Right, like these two were. You need to leave. Why are you here? Oh man, like Shang-Chi was a good movie. I just oh man. Who else they had? Ooh, okay, so my sister just told me about this earlier today. Put a B there. Why did I put a B? They apparently are making a movie of Blue Beetle. If they make this, I don't in general like DC movies. I in general hate them. They're kind of boring to me. But then again, I haven't given it a chance since Batman vs. Superman. If they make this, I will go and see this on day one. Yo, Young Justice was. Yeah. I don't know what happened with Cartoon Network. They like lost their minds all at once. They had Young Justice. They had They had what's it called? What's it called? Thundercats. It was like Young Justice, Thundercats. There was a Green Lantern show. Teen Titan. They ruined they messed up Teen Titans like years beforehand though. Teen Titans, they like stopped that on a cliffhanger. And then they just didn't have it for years, and then they brought it back as Teen Titans Go. And I was mad. It's still a decent show, and it's funny and everything, but it's not. I want to see the original. I want you to finish the story. I want you to do their Samurai Jack, you know. Finish it up like 15 years later. But yeah, Cartoon Network had like a whole lot of like really good shows that they just like threw them away. And it was all just like stupid stuff. I remember like it was a lot of DC ones. The Green Lantern show was like another really good one. I love this show. This was great. And I thought I would, again, this is another thing where I thought I would hate it. What's this? Young Justice Phantoms. I haven't watched any of this stuff. I watched the original one on Cartoon Network. I don't know anything about extra stuff. But yeah. Young Justice was goated. Oh man, like that is one thing that I've been sleeping on because I've been seeing a lot of shorts on YouTube about DC shows and like they're good. I everything I see from is always like gold. It's like that's really good. I should watch that. That's really good. I should watch that. I think that's what I'm gonna start doing to get myself into DC more. I'm gonna start watching all the anime movies. Oh man. That Thundercats. I hated the old show. No, not this one. 2011, I think it was. This show. This was perfect. It had the anime look and everything. Right, and then they did this. Because they hate us and they want to make everything cow arts. Right. I love the character designs and everything. I love the glove and everything. It was perfect. And then it like didn't sell enough toys or something stupid. And they ended it. What else did they have at the time? It was yeah, Justice League Dark was the one I wanted to watch. Injustice. I haven't seen Injustice. True. A lot of Batman stuff, like I said, I've more grown like an appreciation for that stuff later on in life. When I was a kid, I didn't like it. The only version of Batman I did like, Batman Beyond. This was the only one I liked as a kid. Just because like Terry McGinnis, he like, I don't know, I associated myself more with Terry McGinnis as a kid than I did with like regular Bruce Wayne. So like I like that. Plus then he had like a way sleeker, sharp looking suit. So I was like, yeah, this is just the coolest thing ever. And I loved it. I'm not sure. I gotta look at the movie for that. I think the movie was, they had like a movie or something like that, which was the one where he fought Joker. It was like a TV movie or something like that. And Beyond Joker. I think it was the same one who did the voice for the Dark Knight. movie. I mean, show. I don't know who it was who did the voice. It probably was Mark Hamill because I remember like he did like the voice. I remember when I first heard it, I didn't think about it until I heard it like afterward, and I was like, "Wait a minute, you did do that when I was little." Yeah, Mark Hamill. Yeah, yeah. Like he did he did Joker, and like that's all I. He's the voice that I hear when I hear Joker. Like I don't hear anybody else. I don't hear what's his name from the Dark Knight trilogy. I don't hear him. Like this guy is like the voice in my head. Yo, hold on. Joker. What was it called? No, it's Batman. There was like this one Joker who had like his hair like back, but it was like he looked like Blanca from a Street Fighter. Blanca. I know that's probably not gonna give me any type of this one. I don't remember what this Batman show was, but I just remember him being like it was the weirdest design. I liked it a little bit, but like the Batman 2004. Yeah, I didn't like his design. His head is too big. It looks like a kid. The Batman 2004. 2004. Like this would have been perfect design wise if his head wasn't. His head was a little bit smaller on his body. Oh yeah, I liked her design, Poison Ivy as well. Wait. Wait, you mean 2022, right? Like they didn't do it already for 2023. That would be a lot. Green Lantern be what? Green Lantern, Catwoman. Yes, the Black Green Lantern. Yes, I want you. Yeah, that's the original one that I saw when I was a kid because of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Right. The one from Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. This looks like a literal kid in his pajamas, but okay. I watch Injustice. Okay, so yeah, this is just the story of the video game. I never actually paid attention to the story at all. I was just playing as a fighting game, so I have no idea what the story is about. Batman: The Long Halloween, Part 1 and Part 2, World War II. Oh, Soul of the Dragon. Oh, is this wait. Is that Bruce Lee? Hold on. They didn't. Okay. No, it's not. Thank God. Hold on. There's one. I want to know if this. I never figured out if this villain was for the game or not. Batman Rise of Sin Tzu. He might. Yeah, I think he was just for the game. I remember playing this game like way back in the day. Yeah, 2003. I was like 7. 7 or 8. All right. It's been good talking to you. Yeah, 1995, baby. Yeah, man. 96, still a good year. That's the same year my brother. Still a good year. I still remember Doug and all them. I remember Doug. Well, all the good cartoons. Doug, Cat Dog. Yeah. Have a good night. It's like 5 or it's almost 5 here. I need to go to sleep. Peace. I gotta do the it's good talking to you too, bro. I gotta do my outro since this is also on YouTube. Hope y'all had a great time. Hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and yeah, leave a comment. Help me out with the algorithm. And yeah, I will see y'all later and peace. Now I'm stopping it. I need to practice that more. But peace. Good night.